Hey everybody, Nikki here with Delicate Tension Tarot, and today this is going to be a reading for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you just have a lot of Libra placements in your chart. Keep in mind this is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with everybody out there. If it does though, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, or comment your own personal story down below. I have added new additions to the description box. You can find my website. It's fully live now. It has reviews. It has 3 different options to choose in terms of a reading. The largest option that is the phone, it's a phone call or Zoom conference. I have it starting off at $2 a minute, but I have said that with everything going on right now, I am open to working with individuals who have been financially impacted by what is happening in the world. So please just shoot me an email and we'll discuss, you know, what you can do and how we can work something out if that's something you are interested in. Keep in mind that energy can be reversed, especially if you are here seeking confirmation on a love relationship or just something going on in general in your love life. Keep that in mind while you're listening to everything. Sometimes things flip-flop back and forth between what is you and what is another person. And with that being said, let's get started. Let's see what's happening here for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for April 15th through the 30th. What is happening here for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for April 15th through the 30th? All right, so you guys have the Moon card. Definitely means that you might be dealing with some confusion. You also may be in a bit of a state of feeling like you're in between certain things right now. The Moon can oftentimes be a card of not really having enough clarity. Things are a little more fantasy-based or at least very dreamy in nature. It also might insinuate that you don't know enough about something to really understand fully what's going on. So it's leaving you to kind of explore alternatives in your own mind. Let's see what the block is here. That's a lot of a block. It's a big block. You guys have the Nine of Swords, the Hanged Man, and then Justice in reverse. So I feel like the block for a lot of you out there is the fact that your anxiety could be running away with you at this time, for sure. And for those of you who are having to adhere to the stay-at-home rule right now, I know not everybody is having to, you know, some people still have jobs that they have to go tend to. And you may still even be going to work and feeling this energy, but it's almost like you know there's still something that's going to be happening for yourself, for the situation in question or the person in question. Because when Justice is in reverse, it's almost like things haven't fully been balanced out yet, or like the full truth hasn't been revealed on something. And since that's in your block, it's almost like you're going to have to discover the truth for yourself in this situation right now. Because I do feel like with the feeling of being stuck or not knowing everything or not knowing what you need to know, or even being stuck in a place of being uncertain and not knowing what the future holds, is really creating a lot of anxiety for you. So you're going to have to figure out and kind of sit down and really, it's almost like you need to justify your fears for yourself. Find out what is a fear, find out what is necessary to actually look at, and separate the two. Because for some of you out there, I just feel like your anxiety is kind of running away. And it's getting really lost out there, and it's making you kind of, I don't want to use the term delusional because I feel like it's a really intense term to use for this, but it's just like believing the stories you're creating in your own mind without actually having facts to back it up. So just be aware of that. And if you are someone who is dealing with that, write things down that you feel are rational and write the things down that you feel like are irrational, so you can look at it, you know, from an objective perspective and kind of get rid of the stuff that you know doesn't have a lot of fact or basis underneath it. So let's see what's going on in your subconscious here. What's happening in Libra's subconscious? So we have the Tower in reverse, and we have the Well in reverse. feel like quite a few of you out there are already really intuitive people. So I feel like there's this element right now of feeling as if you really are in between both worlds. Because I feel like energetically you might be picking up on this feeling of something like looming in the future, right? It's almost like you're trying to mentally prepare for worst case scenario within your own life. But I also feel like in some ways this is a transition that you've actually been preparing and asking for. You just haven't been able to really like move into creating it yet. Because the Well card, it's an additional card in the Ethereal Visions Tarot, and the Well is all about that space where you're starting to wish and hope and kind of create what you would like to see in the future from a thought, or from a prayer, or from a wish. But it's like making its way up into the ether so that that can be answered for you. But there's like still some hesitance there. It's almost like maybe you're not seeing it happen. Maybe you're not seeing it really apply or open up in your world just yet. And for those of you that feel like it's not coming, it is. It's almost like there's some other things that need to happen before, you know, this fully gets put into your life. There's some more things that need to happen. And I think it involves maybe other people around you as well, because it's almost like not everything has been fully eradicated yet. There's still some blocks there. So let's see what Libra was dealing with in the recent past. We have the Ten of Wands, so you might have felt like you were shouldering a burden or carrying a lot. I do feel like you've had to make a lot of difficult choices in the past. I do also think you've been working really hard. You may feel very tired and as if you're never going to get to the finish line, but you are, especially with the Ten of Wands being in the past. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Ace somewhere in the future or in your higher self. So let's take a look at what's happening with Libra and their higher self. We have the Queen of Cups. You could be feeling quite emotional. I think your heart space is probably being activated right now. And then, sorry, excuse my face. I know that my face often says more about the cards than my mouth does at times. And then we have the Four of Swords and the Four of Wands. Or not the Four of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, not the Four of Wands. I do feel like maybe I said the Four of Wands because realistically to get the energy of the Four of Wands, you're going to have to do something that's required in the Four of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. So with the Queen of Cups, Four of Swords, and Four of Pentacles, it's about taking a moment to step back and realize how much you really have healed within yourself. I also feel like you have moved through some quite difficult terrain, and with the Queen of Cups there, I do feel like there's something within your heart space that's being activated right now. Maybe it's to allow yourself to break open a little more so that you can allow your heart to make room or make space for something that's going to be coming in. It's going to require you to be very vulnerable. It's going to require you to be very open. And you haven't been in that space, or you're not in that space currently, because with the Four of Pentacles, it's almost like trying to hold on to every last little bit of what you have when really you need to be releasing it. Because if you don't release it, the Tower is going to come in, right? And I feel like that's why, and death as well, because you're going to need the transformation to allow the change to happen. I think that's why the Tower's in reverse, because it's almost like you have this opportunity to access getting this thing that you're desiring without totally having your life implode. It's just all about whether or not you're going to work with it. So with the Four of Pentacles there, it's this necessity and this need to release. There's still some things that you're holding on to that you need to be letting go of, or it's kind of like that scarcity mindset, right? It's like I have to hold on to every little last bit that I have, or I'm going to have nothing. And it's not, it's like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, no, you actually need to make space for things to come in. Like, that's what you need. So just pay attention and be mindful of that. Let's see what's happening in the near future here for Libra. We have the Ten of Cups. So I feel like if you can do that work and you can work on releasing, there's going to be a very happy outcome here for you. I'm going to pull one more card here for the near future. And two wanted to come out. So we have the Six of Swords and the King of Pentacles in reverse. feel like there's a lot of fear that you're going to be processing, and it's a choice that you're going to have to make. You're going to have to make a choice to move out of the difficulty. Maybe it's the difficulty in which you cause yourself. Maybe it's out of a difficult situation in particular. But it's like happiness is there, right? Like the goal that you want is there. It's available to you in the near future. But I feel like it's almost as if you're going to have to shift your perspective from the material to the non-material, which with the climate we're in right now, I know it sounds totally ass backwards. And for some of you right there, it might be. But for me, it's like, it's having to move beyond the realm of the material and focusing on what really matters to you at the end of the day. Because I feel like maybe that's what it is. Maybe for so long you tried to find worth through the material, and now the material has failed you. Or you notice that it's failing other people all around you. So it's almost like having to let go of the value that you place on certain things and really rediscovering what you truly value from the space of the heart. Not what's in your bank account, not what is sitting around you in your house, not what you can afford, not, needing to get everything that you can. This really is about moving out of a scarcity mindset and being open to what it is that you actually can receive when you let go of certain things. So let's see what's happening emotionally for you. What's happening emotionally here for Libra, April 15th through the 30th? There's the 4 of Wands. I knew it was going to come up somewhere. And we have the 3 of Wands right behind it. So emotionally, I think you need to be prepared to embark on a new journey into a place of stability. I think the things that you have been waiting for and that you have been trying to manifest into your world are coming. I actually think they're all around you right now. I just think it's a matter of perspective, because there's a big thing about perspective that keeps showing up in your reading. It's about choosing what you see. What is it that you see, and what value do you place on it? And in return, what does that do to you internally? And then we have the Artist, which I really love. Yeah, you're definitely already in the process of pulling this into your reality, your 3D world. And I think you know that. I think you sense that. Let's see what's happening around you. So we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse with the Magician. And then we have the 8 of Cups. There might be a lot of people who are having to say goodbye right now, or they're having to be distanced from you, or distancing themselves, or literally having to move on and start a new journey. But I feel like in a way, inadvertently, you have kind of, I don't want to say made this happen, because I don't think you've deliberately done anything to make it happen. I almost think it's like the winds of change are coming in, and they're kind of creating this mini cyclone within your world. Because I keep seeing this mimicking of value. And what is value at the end of the day? What does value really mean? What does it mean to other people? What does it mean to you? What does it mean in the truest sense of the word? Because I feel like every pentacle that's showing up other than the 4 of Pentacles is in reverse. Yeah, hopes and fears, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I think you're moving through financial fear. But I also think that it's helping you rediscover what it is that you truly value. Not only within yourself, but within other people and within your environment. So let's see what the far-reaching outcome is. What's the far-reaching outcome here? We have the Page of Wands. We have the Hierophant. This may be embarking on new commitments within companies, corporations, governments. It can be higher levels of commitment to yourself. It can be moving forward or toward establishing a commitment with another. But with the Page of Wands, it's all about embarking on a new journey. And I like that for you guys, especially since you had the 10 of Wands in your past. It's like you don't have to carry it anymore. Now you can just have one that you focus on, and you use that to carry you instead of the other way around. We have the 2 of Swords, so there is some big decisions that are going to have to be made. I think you're going to be the one making them, though. I don't think somebody's making it for you. One more card, and then we'll move into clarifiers. We got 3 more cards, perfect. So then we have 5 of Wands. That could be feeling as if you're in a competitive environment or other people are getting upset about certain things happening. We have the Sun in reverse. Maybe people are being let go and you're not. Maybe people are experiencing a period of unhappiness and you're not. You're actually finding a lot of emotional fulfillment and worth because now we have the outcome as the 10 of Pentacles. Let me see what's on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, 8 of Wands in reverse. So I feel like you're still waiting on communication of some kind. Let's go ahead and clarify the Tower and the Well in your subconscious. Clarify the Tower for me in reverse down here. So we have the 6 of Cups. Yeah, I do think there's a lot of realizations around value, especially in terms of it could be a really deep wound from your past. I think also there's still some form of like a pending return or reconnection to certain family members or even people that you've shared really special connections with. Let's clarify the Well reversed. Page of Swords. Yeah, I really think you need to be utilizing your perception and your mind very strongly right now because I think that's where a lot of your intentions are coming through. That's where you're generating a lot of movement. Let's clarify the 4 of Pentacles to see what you're holding on to. Let's clarify the 4 of Pentacles here. Okay. We have the 9 of Swords, Knight of Cups reversed, and the Hanged Man. Once again, this is all about shifting your perspective. I think if you hold on too tightly, it is quite possible that you're just going to be waiting forever. I don't mean that literally, but it's almost like if you sit there and are so fearful that something's never going to show up, you're never allowing it to show up because you're not even being open to what can come in. It also might be holding on too much to an idea of exactly what it is that you want, and because you're doing that, you're not giving enough breathing room to allow something else that could suit you better to come in. Let's clarify the 10 of Cups here in your future. Queen of Cups, you're about to really experience a lot of emotional fulfillment if you can just let some stuff go. Let's clarify the 6 of Swords. Strength. I mean, it's going to take a lot to overcome these fears, but it's something you've done before, so you can do it again. Let's clarify the King of Pentacles in reverse. 8 of Pentacles. So value and hard work. I do think you're still going to be putting in a lot of work and effort into something. But there is something questionable here in terms of it's almost like the work you do is generating more than what you receive. So I think there's going to be some questions there. And maybe that's what you're juggling for yourself right now. You're like almost sitting there, you're like, man, am I really getting what I deserve in terms of what I do? Like, where's the value in that? Am I really valuing myself if I do it this way? Let's clarify the 3 of Wands, 4 of Wands, and the Artist here in your emotional sector. So we have the Star. Yeah, I feel like emotionally you're going to be healing a lot of stuff, especially around stability and especially around like emotional awareness and maturity of what it is you really need or want in your life. And I think through that you're going to be creating what it is that you want. Let's clarify the Page of Pentacles in reverse. What's happening around you? We have the 7 of Wands and the Page of Cups. I think there are people around you who are getting a little agitated with what's happening. Like it's almost like they expected to have something of more worth, and it almost appears as if all they're getting is an apology. Like, I'm sorry I'm having to do this, or I'm sorry we're having to do this, but ... Let's look at the Magician. We have the 10 of Cups and the Moon. Yeah, man, there's some things that are definitely changing in your life, and I think somehow you've created this, not in a negative way, but I think it's like change your perspective, right? Change how you view what it is that's showing up for you, and look at the silver lining and look at the blessing, and don't view it as something bad. Let's clarify the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups clarified by the Eight of Cups. So it's almost like with these people who are having to embark on a separate journey, you're there to look at what's left. It's almost like having to clean up the mess of what they left behind. Let's look at the Page of Wands and the outcome. We have the Two of Cups. So if there needs to be forgiveness or an apology within certain connections, I do think that that's going to be there. I think you're going to be experiencing a lot of healing within the connections around you. That could be through children, it could be through friends, it could be through family. Let's look at the Hierophant. You got the Three of Cups. So I feel like whatever you're really committing to right now is going to pay off for you. It's going to be more of a celebratory experience. With the Two of Swords, we have the Two of Wands. So once again, major choices and decisions that need to be made. I also feel like whatever's happening with this commitment that you're making, it's almost like somebody's going to be giving you this really big opportunity. And it's almost like you're going to be standing there and you're like, God, do I really want to commit to this? Or do I need to look at other options? Like, what happens if I sign on to this? What will this do to me in the long run? Let's clarify the Five of Wands. Five of Wands clarified by the Five of Pentacles and the Hierophant. I think other people are very upset. Like some people might have expected to find safety and solace and protection within a similar commitment that you're going to be entering into, but instead it kind of became a free-for-all. I'd be really careful about what people say and what people are saying to you, especially if they're no longer a part of whatever this larger scale organization is. Let's clarify the Sun in reverse, because I think people are going to be talking a lot of shit, if you want me to be honest. Sun in reverse, Four of Wands. Maybe it's because their stability has been affected by this. And it's kind of interesting because I actually still see them as being okay. Like they're still, their stability isn't going to be rocked too much. And let's clarify the Ten of Pentacles. Let's clarify the Ten of Pentacles here. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So it's definitely you coming into more security financially, maybe even more security within yourself. Maybe there's something about that that is going to boost your esteem or how you find value in yourself. I would be wary of that because I feel like it's a good thing. I still think it's positive, but I feel like to achieve that, you have to work through the emotional aspect of what you're feeling right now, because there is a lot of fear highlighted here. There is a lot of scarcity mindset. There is a lot of feeling like your stability is going to be affected in some way, and I think you got to shift that perspective. But I do think you need to be reassessing how it is that you value yourself and what you value around you in order to achieve this. So I'm going to pull a few clarifying cards real quick. Some final messages here for Libra. You have acceptance, right? You have change. And then we have trust. So I feel like you're really supposed to be accepting the changes that are happening around you and really trust in the larger part or picture and universe on the bottom of the deck of what is happening. And then perspective under the universe. So I think it's all about changing your perspective, and I think it's about accepting what it is that's happening and being open to the blessings that are behind this instead of being scared of losing something. And then we have blinded by the light. So I think as soon as you shift your perspective, you're going to be seeing things in a whole new way. I actually think that maybe even that shift in perspective will give you an aha moment and really open you up to something much more beautiful and much more purposeful in your life or your world. But either way, just don't be afraid and don't be worried. I think that the fear and the worry and the anguish and overwhelm and kind of reliving or recycling through maybe a previous chapter in your life where you experienced something similar is kind of triggering this thing for you. So work through that. Remember how everything worked out then, and everything's going to work out now. Okay, Libra, thank you for joining me. Once again, if you liked this video, please like, share, subscribe, or comment down below. Visit my website. There are links to my Instagram as well, where I do daily card pulls and collective readings. I've also started doing a deck review series on my IGTV as well, so feel free to check that out too. And I'll see you guys next time.